Got him.
Yep.
Got him.
There you go. There you go.
Got him.
There you go.
He got me in the goods. Oh, come on.
He's out. He's out.
Oh.
There. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
You want me to help you, or are you
Yeah.
going to bounce him?
Oh, maybe he'll come on in. Oh, folks. Look at that.
Yeah.
Little flip bass. That's what I'm talking about, son. Oh, my goodness. Ah. Hey, that is awesome. What part of the river are we in here, Simon?
We're in the current right now.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, today we're back with my good sponsor and good friend, Simon Apodaca. And I'll tell you, he's the one that makes all these type hand rods for me. And what a flip stick, dude.
Yep.
Says flip right on it.
765, baby.
And tell people where we're at.
So we're actually in the current right now, and it's colder water right now. Like we were looking, and I was telling Johnny, you know, we could go out there and we could catch fish in the current. There's always fish in the current. The only thing is it's gonna be few and far between.
Yes.
So, but when you catch one, it's gonna be a decent fish. It's gonna be a good one.
Man, throw them back in there. It's early in the spring. We're still at the end of February, and these fish have just, you know, here at Martinez, that's where we're at. We were gonna go to Mitri, and you're
Right.
like, let's go to Martinez. It's really fun, and I'm like, all right, let's head up that way. And I love this place because there's so much to fish here.
There is.
And
Yep.
there's different ways to fish.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we decided today we'll pick up a flipping stick and see what we can't catch. And here we are in the current, and the water's 59 degrees. And so, you know, I mean, what were you telling us about these fish in the current?
In the current, so the
This
fish,
time of year.
Yeah, it's cold. They're cold, and
Exactly.
they're cold-blooded creatures. So out here, they're the same temperature as the water.
Yes.
So, but what's cool about this setup is there's a bunch of little channels in this bank where they could still go in and out and go into the warmer water. But the better fish are going to come out and just hang out here.
Stage out here.
You know, and yeah, they're going to be out here. But you're not going to catch very many of them. But
Gotcha.
the ones you do catch are going to be
good.
Yeah.
So we'll end up probably fishing a little current today, and then we're going to go back and fish some of the backwaters, right?
We'll flip in there too, and because you could catch them flipping in Martinez or in any of these other backwaters too. So we'll be doing that for sure too.
All right, well, let's get her done, son.
All right,
I got
man.
my first fish of the day. Let's get her done. Got him?
Yeah.
Got him?
Yeah.
Get him in here, son. You're right, Simon. He got one out of there. He got one out of there. What?
Where'd he go? He went between the trolling motor and the...
Uh-oh.
There we go. Yeah.
Get him up here. Yeah, there you go, folks. Look at that.
That's what I'm talking about, folks.
Good job, son. A little flipping bass. He's pitching right into those back cuts like that.
I
Catching
got
them,
it locked.
Simon,
Yes, sir.
we are out here. That's a beautiful bass.
It is.
You know,
Look how
we're
light
out
he is.
here, and we were just talking about it. Going to the backwaters, you almost need two flipping setups. You know,
Yeah.
pitching and flipping. What we're doing today, you almost need two of them because I'm throwing like a half-ounce weight because I thought we'd be in the backwaters today, but we thought we'd try some of this. But the reality is tell them what size you're using.
I'm using a 5/8, so which is still pretty light for the current. You know,
Yes.
you want to be flipping and pitching or punching like a 3/4 or even a 1 ounce, ounce and a half. This current really kicks it out here,
It does.
especially during the summertime.
You can see how fast this
Yeah, look
current's
how fast
flowing.
it's going.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
you need the heavier setup, and that's when we would use a punch rod, like a 710, heavier powers. 7106 our punch rod.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm using the flip stick, and like I said, I thought we were going to be in backwaters today, but I still caught a fish off the half-ounce because you can get it back in there and still catch him, but you really, in this current, you need that heavier weight.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, great job. Let's get back to fishing.
let's do it.
Here, you got him? Got him? Way back in the stuff. Come on, Simon, get him out of there. Yes. Man, Lot of flipping. Or
Lot of
pitching,
flip.
actually pitching in there.
Uh-huh.
Good looking fish. Little buck bass.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Just when you least expect it, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, he was back there in the stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was
You know,
way
that's
back.
the thing with this kind of fishing, folks. It's really important to know that when you're doing this kind of fishing, you know, we're throwing a flipping stick, we're throwing heavy line, 17 pound. Sometimes you can throw braid. A lot of guys will throw braid in this stuff, which is smart. But the one thing to remember, especially when you're throwing a bait caster, you got to almost loosen the reel a little bit to get a nice, easy little pitch out. And you want that bait just to come smoothly off the reel. You usually have it a little tighter when you go to make casts. And so for this particular method of fishing, I like to back the reel down a little bit where it comes off the spool a little bit fast. But if I was to cast this thing, it'd be really easy to lash it.
Yes, it would.
You know what I mean? Backlash it. And so, you know, what we're doing is just taking it and putting it in our hand like that and just kind of flipping it out there real nice and smooth to a bush or in the stuff. You can get this stuff really in the stuff. And that's the thing, is to understand about bass fishing, is bass really relate to cover. They like to get up in the stuff where you'd look at it and go, oh man, I'm gonna get snagged. We're not fishing the middle of this cut here. We're actually fishing back in these tulies, and Simon's getting way back there with that heavy weight. He's able to just bust through those tulies. So what you're doing is throwing your bait back into the backs of these patches where the bass are really piled up in those little, it's like a little pocket back there. And a lot of people can't reach them. But if you get good at pitching and being able to get into those areas, man, you'll catch a lot more fish rather than be on the outside of these things. And they'll get back in there, especially and make beds this time of year. And Simon, you just proved that. You went right in the junk and,
Yep, that was way back up in
and
there.
whacked that fish. And I'll tell you, it takes a lot to get them out sometimes. When they hit, you want to set the hook and get them out of that stuff. Don't let them fight and dig more into that stuff, because all
Correct.
you're doing is getting wrapped up.
You got to get them out quick.
You got to get them out quick.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
And that's where a heavy rod comes into a lot of play.
Yes.
You know, that's what gets them out of there moving. And once they get out here, you can sit here and fight with them and play with them or whatever you want to do. You know, a lot of tournament fishermen, they want to get them in as fast as.
Yeah.
But if you're just out having a good time, you can let them swim around and have a good time and enjoy it. But you got to get them out of there. If not, you're going to lose them.
Yeah, flipping
every
and
time.
pitching is where you want to get them to the boat as fast as you can. Don't let them get you tied up into that stuff for sure.
Right. Oh, what?
Oh, there you go, son, another one.
Yeah, he came out, he wanted that one.
Simon,
Yeah.
explain to us how you're hooking this bait up and exactly what you're using here.
Okay, so I'm using a Texas rig, you know, flipping setup with a straight shank, Yamagatsu, heavy cover, straight shank hook,
Okay.
a 5/8, Voss weights 5/8, tungsten flipping weight with a bobber stopper, 17-pound test fluorocarbon, and a 765 Taipan flipping stick.
There you go.
And yeah, good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
you know, you're using that heavy weight because, well, number one, he was throwing it in the
Way back up in that stuff.
way back in the stuff, but plus when we were out on the main current,
Yeah.
using the heavy weight's really important, because if you use a lightweight, your bait just goes down the current when you pitch it out there, and that stuff just goes bloop, straight down right where you're casting it. So, you know, it's important to use those heavy weights. But even in here, you can bust through some of these reeds with that heavier weight.
All that
get it
laid down like
through
stuff like
mat.
that. Yep.
All that stuff that's matted back there, you can just bust right through it.
Yeah.
And that's what you're
and
doing.
then they'll go right through it, like no problem. There you go. Oh, that's a good one, son. Yeah, right
Get
up
him
on
in the
that
boat,
braid,
That's
Johnny.
a good one, son.
Uh-huh.
That's a good one.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah?
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
You're good.
That a
You're
boy?
good. Yeah. Woo. Oh my goodness. You just gotta flip these things like crazy.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
One here, one there.
One here, one there for sure. Look at that. That's a beautiful That's a big old male.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, golly. I'll tell you what, you definitely got to get right alongside the bush.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're right alongside. They'll make beds or something right along there, but we're flipping through this stuff. Sometimes they're back in it, sometimes they're on the edge. I think that's one thing that's very important when you're doing this kind of fishing, is to hit it all.
Yeah.
Because man, they'll be back in there, and then there'll be some right on the sparse tule.
Yeah.
There'll be some in a little pocket. You gotta just keep flipping. You gotta believe in it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You know, you think these fish are line weary on this particular body of water, Simon?
I think they can be. I think it comes down to the mood of the fish, you know, like we were talking earlier, all fish have moods, you know, but when we're out in the current, we're flipping. I don't know if it's because it's darker, you're flipping back into them holes that are a lot darker, there's not as much sun penetration. So we're flipping 65, 85 pound braid, where it stands out like a freaking sore thumb.
Yeah.
But
if you're back in the tules.
Yeah, I think here you don't want to be flipping braid. The water's a little bit clearer. You know, it's more sun penetration. There, you know, I do believe that they're line weary then, so that's why I like flipping back here, 17 pound test fluorocarbon. Then they can't see it. But out there, shoot, you flip 17 pound test.
In that dirtier water.
Well, yeah, in the current, and then the deeper holes that are darker, there's not as much sun penetration. Then yeah, you could use braid and go from there. But these back here in the clear water, you better be using fluorocarbon, I believe.
All right. And these fish get hammered a lot. We've seen quite a few boats coming in and out of here. I was shocked. I'm like, this is a big body of water to be fishing. I can't believe how many boats we've seen.
We've seen quite a few today.
So
we really have.
These fish get used to seeing people and different baits chunking in there. So making a precise cast or a precise flip or pitch, and then like you say, they get a little bit more weary.
Yeah, they do.
And this clearer stuff, this is pretty clear. We can see the bottom right here.
Yeah.
Hey folks, Simon's got a great tip of the week for you this week. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so when you flip in, a lot of times what the fish will do is when they bite, you'll feel the bite, but sometimes you don't feel the bite. They'll just pick it up and they'll start swimming with it. And sometimes they'll swim right towards you with it. And a good fast reel is what you need, like a 7.5 or even an 8-to-1 gear ratio. That way you could catch up to them fish, stick them, and get them in the boat. And a lot of times too, whenever they're way back up in that stuff, you got to get them out as fast as possible too. So you want that higher gear ratio to be able to get them out as fast as possible and get them in the boat.
Yeah, a slow ratio reel will allow them to dig and get you hung up. It's a great tip of the week, Simon. Thanks.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey folks, we're back at DD26 Fishing with Dave Davis, and he's got a special thing. You know, we have our lakes coming up, and all the trees in the water. There's nothing worse than getting your cowlings scratched on your big motor. Tell us what you got.
So what we love about the covers that we offer at DD26 Fishing, A, we've got them for just about any engine you could want, but B, you can run with them on. They're all vented. They're all protective on the inside with the felt lining. So when you're going through the sticks and trying to find those fish, especially like you mentioned when the water's up and there's all kinds of stuff, simple, super easy way to keep that cowling looking brand new.
Man, I'm telling you, DD26 has a lot of great items and great stuff for your boat. Make sure you check them out at dd26fishing.com, and Dave will make sure you got what you need for your boat and the colors.
8 different colors of almost everything we offer, including the engine covers here. So if you've got a red logo, blue logo, green, we got you covered.
dd26fishing.com. Did you get him?
Yep.
Did you get him?
Yep, the better fish.
Oh my goodness. Simon, all right. Hold on, I'll hold you. Come on, we'll get him up here. That's a big one. Oh, that's a good one, son. Man, that's what you call a flipping fish right there. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, son.
That's what I'm talking about, son. Oh my goodness. Just when I said I need another bait, I was back there digging for another bait.
That's
There
where you
go.
want to hook them
I'll
right
let
there.
you get him right there.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull out my Bubba scale from DD26 Fishing, and we're gonna weigh that pup.
Huh.
We're gonna see how big that fish is.
Can you hand me the pliers right there, buddy?
Right here. Here you
That,
go.
but see, folks, when you hook a fish, when you're flipping,
there.
that's where you want them in the meat right there. Look at where that hook is at. I mean, right on the top of the head. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous that we were gonna lose that fish, but man, when you hook them right there, they ain't coming off.
That's awesome. He was right there in the goods, wasn't he?
He was.
That's a couple of nice fish real quick off the stretch we've caught. That's nice, these sparse reeds.
Look at that thing. That's nice.
Let's weigh them. Let's see what you got.
Got it?
4 pounds, 13 ounces, folks. 413. That's what I'm talking about, son.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my gosh, look at that. I'll let you let her go.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Oh, let's get a pic.
Yeah, let's get a. Got to do the social media there, fellas.
Let us get a pic. Got the pic?
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
let that
that's
baby
a good one.
loose.
All right.
Simon, what do you think of that? Watch.
Oh.
Watch.
Come on. There she
Boom.
goes.
I didn't know it was released yet. But
Oh man, that was a good.
That's what you get flipping when you come here and really work the banks hard. And I'll tell you, we're having fun. We're starting to pinpoint where they're at on these sparse reeds. And that was a giant. You crossed its eyes right there, son. That was awesome.
That
I
was
loved
fun.
it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
4. What was that? 4? How much?
413, I think it
4,
said.
oh my goodness. Well,
There's
it's
a
right
little
here.
one.
Yeah, 413. 4 pounds, 13 ounces.
Uh-huh.
That's almost a 5-pounder.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Fish. All right, let's get back to it.
Let's do it. White toad? Got him?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, we got him caught in the weeds there.
Oh, here.
Get out of there. Get out.
You got it? Here,
Yeah, I
watch
got
out.
it. Get it. Oh.
There you go.
2 casts later. 2 casts later. It ain't a 5-pounder, but it's still a good fish. Finding a little pattern.
Right.
A little pattern.
Uh-huh.
Wow, look at that. Look how beat up that fish is. Oh my goodness.
Right?
What a day.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
it's
my
been
gosh.
fun.
Oh, it's been a blast.
It
You know
really
what?
has.
I've had a great time today, Simon, and coming all this way down here was worth it.
And it's a long drive for you.
It is, but we've had fun.
Uh-huh.
Your daughter made us some great tacos last night, and
She did.
And,
She's quite the cook.
yep, we're gonna have to find our way in here. And the other good news about you catching a 4.5-pounder or a 5-pounder like that is this guy is gonna be a grandpa sometime today or tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
She's due any day.
Yeah, his daughter's due, so congratulations on
Thank you,
that.
buddy.
I'm glad you came out with us today.
Right.
I had a blast. Martinez, this place is one beautiful place to explore and have some fun. And we found a little pattern and caught some fish. And I'll tell you what, I appreciate you coming on the show with us and showing us around. I really do.
For sure. It's my pleasure.
Thanks for joining us on the show. We'll catch you next week. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.